Jody, your first full week of training, how's it been and what's been the focus?
I've been good. Been a little bit like I said last week. Been pleased with the application. It's always nice to get going again after a defeat, getting back on the grass. But it's been good. Like I said, it's another full week on the grass is always going to help where we want to get to. And like I said, I've been pleased with how the players have attacked training.
And obviously you didn't quite get as much time ahead of the Newport game, so is this much more of a bonus? You've had time to go into things in a bit more depth, that sort of thing?
Yeah, and it's also just kind of making use of like the space that we have as well. You finding little things that you can make, little improvements you can make in and around the training ground area and obviously here as well. So trying to make some small little adjustments that might help the players and might make it a bit more of a working environment. And like I said, any small little changes that you can make to help everyone, I think is a bonus. So it's been another opportunity to try and get a few things in place that will help us for the future.
And do we get through the Newport game unscathed without giving too much away? On the injury front, are we looking pretty good ahead of the weekend?
Yeah, I mean we're still maybe a couple of question marks over lads, but at the moment, yeah, we know that Marcel Lavigne is not going to be available, but other than that, I mean, like I said, there's a couple of things that need to be maybe looked at over the next sort of 36 hours or so, but we're hoping that we're going to be at full strength.
And Doncaster awaits at the weekend. You've obviously done your homework. What sort of side are you expecting to come up against on Saturday?
Well, yeah, I mean, they obviously had a good win in the week, and some of the stuff that I've seen of them, they've actually been unlucky, I think, in quite a number of their fixtures where they actually haven't played that bad, and just sort of individual mistakes has maybe cost them. So yeah, we'll be looking at where we can try and hurt them, but knowing that, like I said, they're actually, some of the footage that I've watched, they've been performing really well in some of the games and just haven't quite got the rub of the green. So we're going to have to make sure that we're ready for that and make sure we're fully prepared for what Doncaster can bring, because if you don't address it, then they can hurt you.
And you touched upon it there. I think it was 3 straight league defeats for them until they got the result on Saturday. Does that make things a little bit more tricky to sort of anticipate what sort of side are going to come on Saturday and play?
Well, I mean, I'm sure the manager will be pleased once you get a good result in the week. It'll be pleasing, but like I said, some of the footage I watched, even especially the Mansfield game where they were on the wrong end of obviously conceding a few, but if you look at a lot of the play during that game, they was certainly on top and playing some all right stuff. So we need to make sure that we're prepared, and again, it's as well as addressing who we're up against and who the opposition are, and from an individual and a collective perspective, we got to make sure that we do what we're good at a lot better than we did against Newport.
And has the Newport game been a topic of focus this week? Has some areas to learn on, or has it been a case of, look, let's dust ourselves down and we go again on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to kind of address, as I said, I wasn't happy with how we were on the ball against Newport. We all know that losing a player can have a huge effect on sort of game plans and sort of how you're going to maybe carry on with trying to break down the opposition and stuff like that. But I felt that there were moments that, irrelevant of the man less, that we could still do a lot better. So still trying to work on those things during the week with an eye on obviously what Doncaster will bring.
And obviously your first game in the dugout here at SM1 this weekend. Excited, anticipating a big crowd again? Yeah,
looking forward to it. Like I said, I was really pleased with the crowd in the Gillingham game. I mean, they certainly made their presence known in the second half, when probably the lads needed it as well, because, like I said, they're chasing a 2-goal deficit, and they certainly made their presence known in that Gillingham game, and I'll be hoping for something similar. Hopefully we'll give them a little bit more to shout about than we did in the first half against Gillingham, and obviously at Newport, because I think when our fans are totally on it and behind us and sort of side by side with us, we're going to be a more difficult team to face than when they're not. But it's up to us to make sure that we're giving them something to shout about.
And just finally, an away game obviously last Saturday. I guess you learn a lot from playing away. I guess, do you also learn a lot from playing at home with the players looking to impress you here?
Well, I think when you're so new into the job, I think you're kind of learning all the time, whether it be different type of training, whether it be asking different questions of the players. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to get to the group, get to a stage with the group where it ain't going to matter too much where we're playing. But I certainly want the opposition to feel that it's a different place to come when they're coming to our ground. As I said, from an individual or collective aspect, I'm hoping that the players won't be sort of a little bit up and down with their consistency regarding wherever they're playing. But I would like the opposition to feel a difference to what they're used to when they come here. And obviously, hopefully, that'll be with how we're playing, but also how the fans are.